Morning everybody, Glenn, Red Dog Motorsports. We're back out in the shop. Mostly because this is our happy place and this is what we do. Last week, or last video, I worked on the Tickle Pickle. We did some intake work, we got the headlights fixed, got an interior light in it, worked on a couple other things that just need to be repaired. And I had intended to move to working on the flatbed for my dually, which is over there. But I had something unexpected happen. One of the other RatRod builders that was in the RatRod magazine Buildoff contacted me, Craig. He had a TPI motor in his rig that he built as well. And he had a really cool intake on it, and apparently he has decided to switch it up and go to something different. Not sure what he went to, but he contacted me and said, hey, are you interested in this intake? I was like, yeah. And out of an act of generosity, he sent it to me, paid for the shipping and everything, and took nothing for it. And really got to thank him for that. So thank you, Craig. We're going to put it to good use. So this week's video, we're back on the Tickle Pickle, and we are going to get this intake installed. And the reason it's video worthy, I'll show you now. Okay, so this is the intake. On the TPIs, the throttle bodies are in the front. And so this is going to connect to it. This goes over the top of the intake. Sits like that. And then you have a choice. You can either put some velocity stacks on it. You know, something like that. He said that for velocity stacks, he'd use some 6-inch stainless. So I could go that route. He put a Hillborn scoop on it. They're kind of the oval scoops, and typically have a wire mesh in the front. And they make a couple of different versions. You see them on a lot of the pro street dragsters and stuff. They're very cool. Get some ram air effect out of them, all of that. But they're also somewhat expensive. 150 to 250 bucks, 300 bucks, depending on what you're getting. And I don't really want to spend that kind of money at this time. So what we're going to do, in the interest of keeping the RatRod theme going, we're going to use a mailbox. Now, that being said, I did splurge. I got a new mailbox. Getting an old one would be cooler, but federal offense to steal them. And typically, you know, people don't sell them, they get rid of them. So I went and bought a new one. It wasn't that expensive. It was like 35 bucks. And I needed this larger size, and I'll explain why. So these are 6-inch. I needed something that I could put an air cleaner on. So this is 8-inch. That gives me room to put it over the top of this and have room inside to bolt the air cleaners to. We're going to take the door and we're going to cut the door out a little bit to open it up. We're going to use this screen that I've got here. This is stainless mesh. We're going to fill the opening of the door with it. I didn't want that opening. I want it closed. We will screw this closed so that it doesn't open, but can still be opened if need be, because I need to reach in there to bolt down the air cleaners. We got a little bit of work to do. We need a couple of holes in the bottom of it that match these, and I need to do some cutting and bending to the bottom of the door so it will sit flush. That being said, once all of that's done, it shouldn't be that hard to get it bolted on. So let's get to it. All right, guys, haven't filmed any of the cutting, but we have holes. Got 2 of them, and they actually line up with these 2. So plus there, and all I did to get those, I took a marker pen, this one, just a paint pen, and I marked a couple of areas on here, and then put the mailbox on it, and got the paint to transfer over. I did one hole, cut it, and then I did the second hole, and that just helped me make sure that I kept everything aligned. We have trimmed a little bit off of the bottom of the door. I don't know if you can really see that, but it's gone. And now I'm getting ready to open up the front of the door, because as I said, I don't really want that opening. I want a screen in it, and mainly because I live in Florida, and we got lots and lots of bugs. And even though I'll have air filters in there, having to clean all the bugs out of the back of the box won't be that much fun. We also have, you know, I got a really low rig, and lots of sand and stuff like that, rocks flying around. So anything I can do to keep them out of the box to help keep it clean, it's going to be a plus. So I'm getting ready to drill a couple of holes in the corners, and then we'll take I'm using my body saw, and we'll just cut all of that out. And then I will use that template to cut the mesh, and then I'm going to use some brass screws, and we will screw the mesh to this. Probably just use 6-7 screws, 6-8 screws, something like that, and we'll get it attached. The bigger problem is how to attach this to the intake. And I think what we're going to do, when it's up here, it sits like that. I know you can't see in there. Hold on. There we go. What I'm going to use is we'll have a bolt come up out of the center of those, and then we'll just have some covers that go over the top of the air cleaners, and we'll just bolt those down, and I'll have some flanges that come down the sides of those air cleaner covers, and they will press up against the bottom of the mailbox, top of the intake, and keep everything clamped down. We'll use some nylocks on it, and that should hold everything in place and keep it from going anywhere. And then so we're not that far from being done. I do have to wait till tomorrow to get the air cleaners. Once the air cleaners are here, I'll be able to measure, and we'll be able to get the tops cut. I didn't buy any. I'm gonna make them, so let's get to it. All right, guys, I about got everything done on the mailbox portion of this. Now it's time to install it on the intake itself. This is pretty easy. There's 3 bolts. This one on this side has to come out, and 2 on the other. And then it attaches here and to those 3, and that's the intake portion. And then we just got to install the scoop. Of course, I still don't have the filters. They won't be here till tomorrow, and we're gonna have to wait for the filters to get here before I can make the lids. Oops, grabbed the wrong one. That one's broken. But we're getting close. I can at least give you an idea of what all this is going to look like. All right. I think this is going to look cool. I'm pretty excited about this. Been wanting and been trying to think of ways to get my engine a little bit taller. I just think that the engine height is going to help give it the look I want, you know, kind of that high-rise intake and all that like you'd normally have with the roots blower or something and stacks. But one, this motor's not going to take a big blower like that without a bunch of work that I'm not willing to spend the money on. And they really don't make any decent intakes for this without changing everything, heads, all that good stuff, which again is money that I don't want to spend. This is a cheap ride. I'd like to keep it cheap. Let me grab the intake and we'll put it on. All right, so the boot itself, let me make sure it's clean. All right, the boot itself, just an oval boot right there. That slides on right in this area. Like so. It's close. Pardon me while I block your view. There it goes. All right, so that's that. And then we just have to slide it down. Looks like this one got a little bit. Might have to take it back off. Oops. Looks like I'll have to bend that one. Let me grab a pair of pliers. All right, if any of you guys are wondering, I don't script my videos. I don't test this stuff beforehand. Typically, if you see it, it's happening as I find it myself. I do that because, well, YouTube's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be real life, not studio work. I mean, I don't blame the guys in the studios for doing what they do. I would if I was in a movie studio or TV studio. I mean, you got the time, you're being paid big bucks. You might as well make it as seamless and whatnot as you can. But this is YouTube. It's not supposed to be that way. All right, I need to widen it out just a little bit more. This is close. Pull these two out just a smidge. Oh, darn it. I'm hitting, there's a bracket on here that I'm hitting. I don't know, let me get number 10. We'll take that off for now, and I might have to cut it down. Hold on. All right, we got it. The bracket, I'll have to cut it here in a minute. I'm not using the upper portion of it anyways. We're using just the bottom of it. I'm not sure what the original upper portion was for. Holding wires or something, I'm sure. But whatever it was, it's long gone. All right, let's install this one just to make sure everything's fitting. And this should be pretty darn close. All right. There's one. Make sure that's tight. Don't want to lose those. Tighten these two. And then we'll get the mailbox and put it up there. Show you guys what we got going on. Comment below, let me know if you think I should have gone a different route, if I should have bought one, made a different style. I got some plans for this one. I want to do some pinstriping and some lettering on the side, maybe some gold leaf stuff. I know it's hard to do and I will probably screw it up, but I want to try it. All right, let me get the mailbox. All right, so this is what we had before, an old K&N. Can't even buy these anymore. So this is what we got now. See, I've got the screen in there. This still opens. It will have a couple of screws up in the top to hold it closed. And then, but I need to be able to get in there to get to those two holes. Also over here, I took off the red mailbox flag. What I want to do is make one out of stainless or metal, and I want it to be the American flag. So I'm gonna have to cut all that out. Don't know if I'm gonna have time to get all that done for Saturday or in this video. So it may be a short or something later on. Let's turn you around, show you what we're doing. All right, so this just slides over, lines up with the back. Like so. Oh yeah, that's so cool. There you go, in all her glory. So yeah, we get some painting done, keep embellishing upon that. I think that's going to be pretty darn wicked. I like it. I like it a lot. So I'll finish it up tomorrow. We'll have a little bit more showing you the fabrication of the caps for the filters. But we're almost done. All right, everybody. It's the next day, and the filters finally came in. I've been out here busy, and got busy. Didn't even really think about it. I didn't film any of the fabrication. My bad. I should have, but I didn't. But I can show you the results. So all of this will be inside. We got our filters. I had wanted them to go down and around, but they don't fit down around that. These are actually part of an airbag system. Typically the airbag sits inside or underneath it, whatever, to keep it from rubbing. But I've repurposed them to fit over the top of these. They fit perfectly. I did have to close up some holes. And then we just bent up some 1/8" strapping. And when the mailbox, what is now my scoop, sits over the top of it, these parts here will hold that down. We're gonna put a couple of nuts on there. That'll hold both the air filters and the mailbox down at the same time, and keep everything from moving around, hopefully. The one thing I like about this system is I should hopefully be able to do a couple of different styles. I can do the mailbox, we can do some velocity stacks, maybe we can do some stacks underneath the mailbox. I can change it up and make it look different as I want, and have a little fun with it. So I'm pretty excited about this system. Really got to thank Craig for hooking me up with it. I'll have to see if I can find a picture of his rig. I did find out what he went to. He and I were chatting back and forth a little bit the other day on Facebook, and he went to a turbo. Really cool. Maybe one of these days I'll go to a turbo, but not anytime soon. So at this point, I'm going to get the box on there. We'll get this all bolted down, and we'll fire it up, see how she does. Oh, I got to do one other thing. We need to put a couple of small holes in here and put a couple of small screws in there, so that once I get this bolted down, we can close this and don't have to worry about it bouncing off and opening up. Not that it would matter, but I don't want it flopping around up there either. So let's get on that. All right, it's on. Not 100% happy with it. It's tight. Lid ain't going nowhere. It wobbles a little bit though. Probably because it's not held in the back. But I don't want to drill holes in the intake to attach it. Not sure. I'd have to come up with quite a bit of different base plate to make it firmer. So we'll try this for now. If it starts looking like it's going to be a problem, then we'll modify it and go from there. Like I said, I've got options. We got a couple of different ways that we can go with this. The one other thing I'm concerned about, the filters I got are just air, or paper rather. And I'm concerned if I get water, if I'm driving in the rain, they're gonna soak up and then we'll have problems. So I might need to look at switching over to a larger size of filter, like a K&N or something that's oiled, that'll shed a little bit of water, or maybe put pre-filters on these. I don't know. We'll have to look at that. I'm not planning on driving it in the rain, but I live in Florida and pretty much you're gonna get caught in the rain on occasion. So we'll see how that works out. But for now, we're done. Maybe I'll try to get some reactions out of some people tomorrow at the car show and include them in this. But for now, that's it for this video. Hopefully we can get a couple people tell us what we think, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you for watching.